Let's have a lesson and discussion on this melody now. Follow a lesson for free and just pick up all the tips from the video. But if you're interested, I do have a sheet music edition and collection of a number of pieces at the grade 1 level. And there's a link for that in the description. So although at the grade 1 level, usually these kinds of arrangements have bass strings added to the arrangement, I thought that it would be a really great opportunity here to just play a single line melody, which is something that guitar players don't do quite often enough. Also in this particular piece, there's some upper position work, a tiny bar to deal with, and quite a few shifts. So put those things together, it's a really great learning experience and a great opportunity just to play a beautiful melody and really work on your legato and your phrasing skills. So there's not too much to discuss here. You want to first just go through it slowly and make sure you're creating nice legato musical lines. So making sure that you're just connecting the musical lines, you know, and not being blocky. You know, feeling note by note, but instead grouping the notes together. And really just aiming for the half note beat in this particular piece. Although the piece is in 4/4 time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I'm still really just aiming for the first beat and the third beat. So here, here, here. I forget that dotted rhythm. Here, 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 here. You know, and just feeling that half note pulse throughout the piece to simplify the beat. And then, yeah, just really and phrasing nicely. As we go through the piece, I'll point out some of these things. Now, later in the piece, at around measure 10 and 11, we have the first occurrence of a bar. So in that case, we're playing the E and the A on the 5th fret with a bar. So we're just folding our first finger over, and we're making sure we're close to the fret, that our finger isn't angled like this or like this, but just tucked up close to that fret, straight up and down. Instead of jumping our finger over, which can be not so legato, creates a little bit of a hiccup in the music. And we're not using a different finger because we have to play the 4th finger afterwards, which, you know, which is a little bit of a funny move. So we're going to use that bar. So you should just practice that on its own every day before you play the piece. Just practice being close to the fret and that you're not angled funny. You're only barring over 2 strings. And then as soon as you're done that, you just let go of it. As soon as you play that G, you just let go of the bar and continue playing. And that occurs again down in measure 14. So as you're playing these notes, you prepare that bar and then you just come straight down on it. And as soon as you play that B, release the bar and back to normal playing. We also have some second position playing and some fifth position playing. And the tip I'll give you about that, I'll also demonstrate it when we walk through the piece, but is you just want to make sure that when you shift positions that your thumb is just moving along with your arm. Like your arm is just moving that perfect hand position around the guitar. You're not going like this. When you reach out to get that A, for example, you don't want to reach out like that if your thumb was behind the guitar, just so you can visually see. You don't want to reach out and leave your thumb behind. Instead, your arm just moves the whole perfect hand position up. So if I'm playing in first position, my thumb's there. If I'm playing in second position, my thumb's there. Third position, my thumb's still behind my second finger. Fourth position, fifth position. So it stays there. The arm just moves that hand around. Now, there's a lot of changes between first and second position. I don't mark those, but I'll point them out for you. I do mark the fifth position playing very clearly. So let's go through the piece now and just talk about it a little bit. There's nothing to talk about in terms of the right hand. We're just alternating I and M the entire time. I'll go a little slower. That second A at the end of that measure there is really just like it's really just at the very tip of the phrase, so you don't want to play it loud at all. So relax, and then just brush the string there. So on that open string, shift to second position, so your thumb moves up with the hand there. Now, if you're used to playing from my method books, you'll know I usually use the fourth finger on the D, but in this particular case, because the fourth finger is going to be used in a second, we're going to use the third finger. That way the fourth finger can just gently get that A. And when you move down, your thumb moves down as well. And we use that third finger again just because the fourth finger was just being used and the third finger's right there. It just makes it all a little bit smoother. Then we shift to fifth position. And just remember, when you shift to fifth position, it's just like a one finger per fret kind of rule. So we're just going to be playing in that kind of fingering concept. The bar, release, bar, release, shift. If you've gone through my Volume 2 method book before you went to the Grade 1 book, and you've gone through the Grade 1 repertoire lessons, then you will be a little bit familiar with the notes in this position already, especially at the end of my Volume 2 method book. There's that position studies. Nevertheless, I think through the video and through the notation on the page and the fingering, you'll get the idea pretty quickly. But like I said, I think it's a beautiful melody and it's a great opportunity to work on all the things that I mentioned in a very simple texture, just a simple single line melody texture. And you can just really work on your legato and your phrasing, as well as your shifts and just your general sound and control of your playing. When you play a single line melody, you're a little bit more exposed than when you're playing arpeggios. So it gives you a really great opportunity to work on polishing a melody to a high level. We often think of Grade 1 as being, involving more voices and bass notes and stuff like that, but here's your opportunity to really let the melody shine.